Hi and welcome to Yoga with Stacey Turner. Today's session is a Mums and Bubs class. I have my little 4-month-old here, and the theme of today's session is love and affection, not only for your little one and for the world around you, but more importantly as a mum for yourself. So let's begin today's session. Have your little one laying down at the top of your mat, and then come to a child's pose position, slightly modified to accommodate your bub. Knees wide, big toes touch. And come to sit your hips down towards your heels. And then rest your arms either side of your baby with your elbows below your shoulders so you can say hi. Hello. And take a moment to close your eyes or with a soft gaze, take 3 deep, nourishing breaths in and out through your nose. And then shimmy your knees back. So you might press up onto your hands just for a moment. Shimmy your knees back. Keep your hips high this time so your hips are stacked over your knees. And then start to walk your arms further forward into puppy dog pose. And bow your head towards the floor. Maybe kiss your baby's feet. Those cute little toes. And if you've got space, and hopefully your little one isn't kicking you in the head, then you can rest your head down onto your mat and take a breath or two here. Enjoy the stretch across your chest, across your heart space. And then find your way back to all fours. It's always nice to start with a little bit of movement here with your wrists stacked under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And take a little sway of your hips from side to side. Come back to stillness in your neutral position. It might feel nice to curl your toes under. Enjoy a little stretch across the soles of your feet and into your ankles. As you inhale, drop your belly towards the floor, lift your heart forward, lift your gaze. And as you exhale, round through your spine, gaze down or even in towards your belly button. Inhale to open, heart forward. Exhale to round in. One more time, inhale, heart forward, smiles at your little one on the way through. And exhale to round. Come back to neutral. Firm through your hands and your left knee. Lengthen your right leg back behind you. As you inhale, open your hip towards the side. And as you exhale, point your toes towards the floor. And let's do that twice more. Inhale to open. Maybe you come up onto your finger pads of your right hand. And exhale to lower back down. Yeah. One more time to open up. Finger pads, maybe. Woo! If you've got balance there, you can extend your arm towards the sky. You might need to rotate this leg back behind you a bit more. Take a breath or two here. And then release that hand and that knee back down to the floor. And we'll take that over to your second side. So lengthen your left leg back behind you. Rotate. And then close the hip. Rotate. Maybe up onto the finger pads of your left hand. And then lower back down. One more time. Rotate. Finger pads. Maybe you take your leg back behind you so you can reach your arm up to the sky. And then lower. Back down to the floor. Yeah, you have lots to say today. It's beautiful. And then curl your toes under and lift your hips. Come into your downward facing dog. It can sometimes be nice to draw baby down a little lower. Woo! So that you can see them when you're in your downward facing dog. And then just ensure that your hands are at shoulder distance, your feet are at about hip distance. And as you inhale, bring your weight forward, shoulders over your wrists. As you exhale, shift your weight back, slight bend into your knees. Inhale, plank, active through your pelvic floor, your lower belly, long neck. Exhale, press back. One more time, inhale forward. And exhale to press back. And then start to walk your feet up towards the top of your mat, either side of your baby. Take a halfway lift, hands to shins, inhale. Exhale, fold back down. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. And then inhale to rise all the way up. Stretch to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Keep them at your heart center here as you inhale. And exhale out through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. One more time in. And out. And then exploring a mudra or hand gesture here with our breath. As you inhale, open your arms wide. As you exhale, bring your hands back to heart center. Inhale to give love out. Exhale to draw love back in. Inhale to share that positive energy and affection. And exhale to allow yourself to receive it back. And then inhale to reach the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back into your plank. Option to lower your knees. And then as you lower down to the floor, elbow bend, give your baby a little kiss. And then inhale your heart forward. And you can do that in your cow pose. Or you might prefer to do a gentle back bend here, just with enough space for Bub to stay resting underneath you. And then take yourself into your downward facing dog for a breath or two. Either from down dog or come to all fours, lengthen your left leg back behind you. And then start to bring it through towards the top of your mat. You might use your hand for assistance here. Allow your back knee to come to the floor. And have your foot next to your baby's face. And then hug your legs towards one another. Use your arms to rise up and land into a low lunge. And then we're going to go through a little flow sequence here through some standing movements. So activate through your core. And with or without the use of your hands, you're going to raise your back knee. So you can do that by taking your hands to the floor, raise your back knee, activate your back leg. Or you can keep your arms above your head, press into your feet and come up into your high lunge. Enjoy a breath or two here as you stay firm into your lower belly. Open up across your heart space and brighten your fingers. And then land your back foot down. Check in with your back foot that the back edge of your back foot is parallel with the short edge of your mat. And then your front heel is in line with the arch of your back foot. This is your Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2 pose. And then reach your arms forward and back here. Stay firm into your legs, into your lower belly. Flip your front palm and gently reverse your warrior back as you inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your elbow to your knee. Gaze down at your little one. Top arm to the front of your mat. Hi. Continue to breathe here. On your next inhale, sweep it back. And exhale to come forward. One more time. back to warrior two. Straighten your front knee. Maybe bring your back foot a little further up to come into your triangle pose, Trikonasana. Reach your fingertips towards the front of your mat and then find your thigh or your shin. Find length into both sides of your waist as you reach your top arm up to the sky and open up again your heart space. Maybe gaze down towards your bum. Hello. Hi. Soften into your knee to rise up. And then straighten that front leg to spin those toes towards the side of your mat. We'll take it over to the other direction. Turn your toes out. At the back of your mat, bend into your knee warrior two pose. Activate into your now back leg, left leg. Flip your front palm, inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale to come forward. Hi. Hi. And then flow with your breath twice more. Inhale to sweep back. And exhale to come forward. Last time. Pay attention to your pelvic floor, to your lower belly here. And then rise back up, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Maybe step your front foot back if your baby's head is in the position where you would shimmy your front foot forward, or your back foot forward, I should say. And then lengthen your right fingertips forward. Hinge at your hips, triangle pose. And if your little one is looking at your hand, feel free to wiggle your fingers, lengthen through both sides of your waist, and take your gaze wherever feels good for you. Just pay attention to your shoulders, that we're not hanging into the joints. Draw them down your back, away from your neck. Breathe. Bend into your front knee. And then curl onto your back toes to find your way into your high lunge. Breathe here, bright into your fingertips. Take your hands to the floor. Take your back knee to the floor. And then make your way around to the front of your mat, into your original all fours position. Curl your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. A couple of breaths here. And then come back to your child's pose. Knees wide, hips to heels, shoulders stacked over your elbows, and then taking time to connect in, make eye contact, gentle touch with your little one. Hi. Hi. A few deep breaths here. Hello. New blown raspberries. Yeah. Hi. And then before we come to a final resting pose, we're just going to take some stretches. So feel free to pick your little one up and come to sit with your legs out in front of you. And you can rest them down onto your legs if they enjoy that. So forward fold here, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, you might lean forward and say hello, hello, hello. Or it might feel more comfortable for you to have your legs slightly wider and allow them to stay on the mat, and then lean in towards them. And see if you can maintain length through your lower back. Lift your heart space forward and down. And then bring your little one up onto your hips as you come to lay down. Now, if you do have any coning or ab separation, please give this one a miss and continue in some seated forward folds, maybe butterfly and leaning forward. But if you've had approval from your physio or exercise professional that you're okay to do crunching activities, then come to lay down onto your back. Pop your little one onto your hips. Set the soles of your feet at about hip distance. And then activate through your pelvic floor, elevate your hips and lower. 2 more. Now this exercise is fine for most people. Use pain as an indicator. Obviously stay away from pain. But this next one, where we'll be doing crunches, so bring your baby into tummy time, hands behind your head, and then crunch the base of your ribs towards the top of your hips. Inhale to lift up, hello, and draw your belly button towards the floor. Hello. Inhale to lay down, and exhale to come up. Hello. Hello. We'll just take 3 more. If you're in your forward fold, continue to breathe, or maybe you're sticking with your pelvic lifts. Hello. And then let's all come to a reclined position on the floor and bring the soles of your feet to touch, knees out wide. This is Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. And maybe baby sits on top of you. Maybe they come to rest laying down. And just enjoy some deep breaths here. Maybe they prefer aeroplane up in the sky. Hi. Hello. Just giving your hips a chance to open, a moment to draw your shoulders back and down and open up through your heart space. And then if you do have time and your baby is enjoying this chill time, you can just lengthen your legs out and come to rest in Shavasana together. If you're ready to move on with the rest of your day, then we'll come to a seated position. You can roll to one side and come to sit together in your boat pose. Take a couple of centering breaths here. Heart opening breaths. And let's close this practice with the sound of one Om together. Inhale deeply to prepare. Om. Gently blink open your eyes. The light within me and my little one, see and honour the light in you and your little one. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Yay!